Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press Everything. TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, everywhere. Hello. Cannibalistic Snorlax has redeemed squats and side raises and stretch already. So let's do that right now. We'll start with squats. 1, 2, 3, because saying the actual number activates a certain AI assistant. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now it's time for the side raises. Today. The videos I have to react to are pretty audible but not very visual, so we should be good to do solo cam only today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoo! That's Bernie. Okay, I don't want to keep my kids awake too long. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good Thursday. We have very interesting stuff going on. Pierre Poilievre has said if Jagmeet Singh really cares about the people, like he says, then he is right. If Jagmeet Singh really does feel that this was a mistake in this coalition, whenever they get back to Parliament, because God knows they're lazy as hell, but to ask for. I didn't think that he was going to rip up that agreement, so I am not going to go as far as saying that he will vote no confidence. I don't think he will. But, oh, I forgot to stretch. Oops. Sorry. Ooh. Did you hear that crack? But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting few weeks in Canadian politics. Politically, we are gonna be pretty entertained for the next year and a half, I think. I think it's gonna be very, very interesting to look at, to say the least. Hello there, Matt Harris. Welcome to the TikTok side of things. I hope this is interesting for you. This is what I do for my multi-stream. This is we're gonna watch some videos. Well, we're gonna listen to some videos that they're not super visual. Like, I don't have any police videos or anything like that. But so we've got some political stuff to go through, which we're gonna do first, because he's talking about Ray Gunn, so that's always fun. And it's 7:30, so that I can put my goblins to bed, as Cannibalistic Snorlax calls them. Hello, Spittlebuggies! The Lauren Chen thing. I don't know about the Lauren Chen thing. Let me look it up. What did Lauren Chen do? What did Lauren Chen do? Let's see. What did she do? Two hours ago, the truth about Lauren Chen, Dave Rubin, and Tim Pool. What the fuck? Oh, the Blaze fired her. Lauren Chen fired by the Blaze amid Russian influence. The Blaze fired right-wing provocateur Lauren Chen on Thursday, less than 24 hours after it was revealed that Chen and her husband allegedly... Let's take a look at this. What the fuck? Come on, I don't want the featured posts. I just want the article. I just want the article. There it is. Okay. So, the Blaze fired right-wing provocateur Lauren Chen on Thursday, less than 24 hours after it was revealed that Chen and her husband allegedly played a key role in a Russian influence operation. What the fuck? On Wednesday, the Department of Justice announced that it was charging two Russian nationals working for RT, a Russian state-controlled media outlet. Sorry, what was it saying? So it's charging two Russian nationals working for RT, a Russian state-controlled media outlet, with violating the Foreign Agents Act and conspiracy to commit money laundering in connection with a scheme to pay out large sums of money to a company that was later discovered as Chen's tenant media company for what amounted to Russian propaganda. Holy fuck. What the what the Lauren Chen is a Russian bot? What the fuck? What the hell? The Justice Department has a $1 scheme to create and distribute content to U.S. audiences with hidden government messaging, said U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland. On Thursday, Blaze Media's CEO Tyler Cardo told Semaphore that Lauren Chen was an independent contractor for the Blaze and that her contract had been terminated. Referred to as Founder One and U.S. One S Chen's true source of funding, including from the company's own talent, which includes Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, and Dave Rubin. Holy shit balls, dude. Yeah, so now I know. Holy shit. Chen and Donovan allegedly told those they recruited to the company that the seed money for the company had come from Edward Gregorian, a fake person for whom they created a fake internet profile. What the fucking hell is going on? What Black Mirror bullshit am I reading right now? What in the holy hell? Literally broken. Wow. That is insane. Like, I always knew that I didn't like Lauren Chen, but Jesus Christ, that is some crazy shit. That is some crazy shit. I am kind of surprised by all of this. You still love me, right? Of course. Of course, Fiddlebuggies. How could I not? How could I not love you? You're awesome. I just can't. Holy shit. That is insane. Okay. We're now going to move along to some other political shit. We're going to listen to Pierre Poilievre talk about Jagmeet Singh and call him a sellout, which he is. But we're going to see what his message to Mr. Jagmeet Singh is. And again, like I said, most of these videos are pretty auditory.
Au bon sens. Thank you very much, everyone. My family used to take us for little vacations, camping trips. My folks were school teachers. They adopted me, and even though we came from modest means and went through a lot of hard times, it was always possible to have a modest vacation in our neighboring province of British Columbia. And my folks would tell me that, you know, in Canada, it didn't really matter where you came from. It mattered where you were going.
That's what it used to matter. It used to matter like that. It used to matter that where you were going and not where you came from. But not so much anymore.
That anyone from anywhere could do anything. That's the country. All of them have succeeded.
Right, yeah, but that's what I mean. And everyone calls him a racist, right? Meanwhile, his wife was an immigrant and a refugee and unwed teen mother out of Montreal and he was adopted by these, school teachers from Alberta. So it's like, he's apparently some racist with a silver spoon up his ass, but he's really not any of those things.
That was the Canadian promise. Unfortunately, after 9 years of Trudeau and the NDP Liberals, that promise is broken. Everything costs more. Work doesn't pay. Housing costs have doubled. We now have the worst housing costs in all of the G7.
You want to know something crazy? Conversion rate. I asked my wonderful iPhone about the conversion rate from US to Canadian money. When my spicy page money comes in, I asked what the conversion rate is. It's almost $40 higher in Canadian money than US money. That's how bad the dollar is right now for Canada.
Housing is 25 to 45% more expensive in Canada than it is in the United States of America, where they have to house 8 times the people on a smaller landmass. Crime, chaos, drugs and disorder are now taking over our once safe and serene streets.
It's true. Like, going back to the big city, it's like, it's so loud. You can always hear sirens going off. You can always hear about people getting shot or stabbed or robbed or assaulted. It's gotten way crazier.
And what would the NDP do about it? Well, for the last 2 years, Sellout Singh has signed on to a coalition, a costly coalition, to keep Trudeau in power, raising taxes, doubling housing costs. The workers who thought he would stand up for them.
Yeah.
Instead, he has stood up for Trudeau, allowing Trudeau to double our debt and cause the worst inflation in 40 years.
Yeah, that's true. That's the crazy part about this. 40 years since his father is the most inflation that we've had. Both Trudeaus drove up inflation like this.
A third of Canadians now say they consider leaving Canada.
Yep.
2 million line up at food banks. 2/3 of kids, young people, and families who don't own homes believe they never will
Yep.
in Canada. We never imagined that it would be so bad that hospitals would have coolers full of dead bodies because family members can't afford burials or cremations.
It's true. Or that it would take 48 hours for somebody to get seen and get a bed in a room. Like, sounds like NHS shit. Right? Like, our system was never supposed to be like that. Even though it's partially funded by taxes and partially not. Like, our system was never supposed to be 48 hours had to do that. She just waited. She was sick and had to wait 48 hours in emergency for what's it called? For a bed. It was ridiculous. I'm starting to think big cities are just a bad idea. They are. So yeah, that's
But that's
it's
what
crazy.
Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh, Sellout Singh, have delivered. And then on food prices, well, food prices, I think we've got a CBC, oh my goodness, CBC's microphone has fallen down. What do you know? No. Who would have thought that I'd be holding on to the CBC logo here today? I'll give that to you. I don't know if that...
That's funny.
Everything is broken in Canada after 9 years of the NDP Liberals, including the CBC microphone.
Fucking. Oh my God, Polyev, you are awesome. You are awesome. It just goes to show you what's broken after 9 years of Trudeau, including the CBC microphone.
And now, Sellout Singh has pulled a stunt. The Sellout Singh stunt today, where he came out and claimed that he was wrong, that the coalition was a bad, costly idea, but he refuses to commit to voting for a carbon tax election.
Nope.
So my message to Sellout Singh is this. If you're serious about ending your costly carbon tax coalition with Trudeau, then commit today to voting for a carbon tax election at the earliest confidence vote in the House of Commons.
Yeah. When it comes to voting for the budget, vote no confidence. Because if you don't have confidence enough to prop up the Liberal Party with a confidence and supply agreement, then you clearly don't have confidence in the budget. making truthful comments. Yup, he is. There's nothing he is saying that isn't true here. There is absolutely nothing here that he's saying that's not the truth.
That way we can have a carbon tax election where Canadians will decide between the costly coalition of Trudeau and Sellout Singh that tax your food, punish your work, take your money, double your housing cost.
And there's, like, Jagmeet Singh is not going to win this election. Justin Trudeau is not going to win this election. I hear ambulances once or twice a week, an emergency flight once a week, but I live like half a mile from the hospital. That's not too bad. It is constantly like siren, siren, siren. And then when I was in town with him over the weekend, it was so freaking loud compared to just being out in box. Hello, hello. Oh, we have a longer message. I wish it wouldn't spell it out letter for letter. I really wish it wouldn't do that. Watch what the flower does. You ready? You ready? Here we go. Where's the switch? Let me see it. Oh, with my sibling? Oh, thank you for that. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. That's very kind. Thank you for that. Yes, tap that screen. Tap that screen and send in those roses. Over on the Tiki-da-Taka-da. Okay. What else is he gonna say here? Let's see. Yeah, but so Jagmeet Singh needs to vote no confidence.
So doing that, we'll bring home the country we love,
It
where
will.
hard work earns a powerful paycheck that buys affordable food, gas, and homes in safe neighborhoods, where our military is strong and our people are safe, where immigration is welcome.
I'm in the path of
but controlled.
fire planes, and it's been a busy week. I bet it has. That's scary.
Where drug addictions are treated, not worsened,
Yes.
where children can play safely in the streets, where the flag flies high, where we are the freest country on earth, and where the common sense of the common people are united for our common home.
And that is what Canadian conservatism sounds like, you guys. It doesn't sound like God, God, God. It sounds like, let's not like print money hand over fist. Let's be socially conscious, but not like just hand out money, right? Let's teach a man to fish, and so to speak, instead of just giving him a fish. And it's that type of mentality. Ginger Snap, hello. You're in a buffer hell today. I don't know if that's because of the 108 Fahrenheit is the issue. Oh God. 108 Fahrenheit. Jesus Christ. And that's Northern California, right? That's crazy. So I wanted to show you action in Canada is the common sense conservatism of Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative Party of Canada. The People's Party of Canada was too crazy and too right-wing. How can you be free without firearms and language policies? I'm in US and ask the same questions. Yeah, it's Northern California. So we do have freedom of speech in Canada under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, under Section 1. We basically have the same freedoms as you do. We have freedom of the press. We have freedom of speech. We just also have protection of we have our freedom of religion also extends to protecting the rights of other religious groups that aren't the majority religion. And it's the same with disability and sexual orientation and blah blah blah. So that's why when trans people talk about, they need trans rights, it's like, no, they're already in the charter. You don't need extra rights. Them at all. So let's listen to Don't Walk, Run and see what he has to say. And
register to vote, guys. On Monday, August 26th, President Trump went to Arlington National Cemetery for a wreath-laying ceremony to honor the victims of the suicide bombing at Hamid Karzai International Airport, which left 13 American troops dead.
Oh, right. That was when Joe Biden was like, get everybody out, get everybody out. I don't care, just get everybody out.
President Trump posted the following video on TikTok.
We lost 13 great people. What a horrible day it was.
And that is totally, you can tell that wasn't posted or recorded at the cemetery. That voiceover, you can tell that was recorded some other time. They may have gotten footage at the cemetery, but that was not him speaking at the cemetery.
We didn't lose one person in 18 months. And then they took over that disaster, the leaving of Afghanistan.
It's a moving
not
video,
wrong.
Right? A reminder of how the Biden-Harris administration were in such a hurry to be able to pull out of Afghanistan in time for a 9/11 photo op that it led to the worst military blunder in our nation's history.
Literally. Literally the worst. That's not an exaggeration. It's as a direct result of their mishandling of the troops withdrawing from Afghanistan. These people are dead. And it is absolutely pathetic and absolutely abhorrent. He had permission from the families to do the post also beforehand. Oh, don't worry, spittle buggies. Don't worry. Don't Walk, Run gets there.
So the following day, NPR reported that 2 members of Donald Trump's campaign staff had a verbal and physical altercation with an official at Arlington National Cemetery. A source with knowledge of the incident. Oh, here we go. An anonymous source.
A source with knowledge of the incident. Man, those sources, they're running around everywhere, right? A source familiar with the matter, a source with knowledge of the incident, a source close to the situation. They're all over the place, those sources.
It always is. Said a cemetery official tried to prevent Trump staffers from filming and photographing in a section where recent U.S. casualties are buried. The source said Arlington officials had made clear that only cemetery staff members would be authorized to take photographs or film in the area, known as Section 60. However, this was a lie. Arlington Cemetery
Straight up
had
lie.
authorized for Trump to have an official photographer and/or videographer, and even alerted members of the press pool of their presence.
So, yeah. So the cemetery told Trump that he was allowed to be there. They even told the press, a videographer and a photographer, to saying, we're letting this happen. It's okay. That's what just happened.
When the cemetery official tried to prevent Trump campaign staff from entering Section 60, campaign staff verbally abused and pushed the official aside, according to the source.
According to the source familiar with the matter.
In response, the Trump campaign pushed back hard.
I bet they
The
did.
fact is that a private photographer was permitted on from a mental health episode, decided to physically block members of President Trump's team.
An unnamed individual clearly suffering with a mental health episode. I wonder if that's a polite way of saying an unnamed individual with severe Trump derangement syndrome.
During a very solemn ceremony. And what has not been made clear is exactly why this altercation took place. The Army put out a statement claiming that participants in the August 26th ceremony and a subsequent Section 60 visit were made aware of federal laws.
It's 95
regulations,
Fahrenheit in
and
southern
DOD
Washington.
policies
Jesus.
that clearly prohibit political activities on cemetery
Well, free
grounds.
until you talk
And
negative
ANC
about them
employee
subhumans
attempted
called
to
the
ensure
French.
adherence to these rules was abruptly pushed aside.
Well
Nowhere
done,
in that
sir.
statement does it say that rules were being broken. What it does say is an ANC employee attempted to ensure adherence to these rules.
Which
So,
rules?
two questions.
Who broke the
A,
rules?
were there actual rules being broken? And B, if so, which rule or rules were they exactly?
And C,
what
who
was
did it?
being done specifically to have set off the altercation? Consistent with the decorum expected at ANC, this employee acted with professionalism and avoided further disruption. The incident was reported to the Joint Base Meyer-Henderson Hall Police Department.
Of course it
The
was.
employee subsequently decided not to, probably for good reason. In a statement to NPR, Stephen Chung, the Trump campaign spokesman, strongly rejected the notion of a physical altercation, adding, "We are prepared to release footage if such defamatory claims are made." And yet NPR was completely happy to lie about what took place at Arlington. Here's Quill Lawrence on All Things Considered.
Former President Trump took part in laying wreaths on the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington, and that was filmed and photographed. But Arlington National Cemetery told NPR they were crystal clear that their rules did not
Do I
allow
use
outside
voiceover?
photographers to
Yes.
enter Section 60, where Iraq and Afghanistan vets are mostly buried.
Nope. Again, Trump was
How do I
authorized
double
by
tap
Arlington
the-
National Cemetery
which button?
to have a photographer and a videographer with him, including in
How
Section
do
60.
you
ANC
tap
put out a statement. Federal law
like
prohibits
button?
political campaigns
Oh!
or election-related activities within Army National Military cemeteries to include photographers, content creators, or any other
Is
persons
this about the
attending
Trump
for
shooting?
purposes
No.
or in direct support
This is about
of
the
partisan
Trump
political candidates'
wreath
campaign.
laying ceremony
Notice
in
that
Arlington.
the statement didn't say that Section
Last
60
week.
photography was off limits.
And for
I mean,
voiceover
was that
users,
day? Don't you
if
think
you
that
would
the Army
like
would
to
have
tap
said
the
something
like
about
or
it?
the like button
Again,
on a live,
NPR
you're gonna
is
have
lying.
to turn off voiceover.
Does that mean that the Trump campaign essentially had permission here?
Yes.
No, that's still illegal. It's illegal to do anything political on the grounds of Arlington Cemetery.
But he wasn't
So
doing
NPR
anything
is basically
political.
saying that by simply having a photographer there, that it automatically made Trump's visit political. Welcome to the state of journalism in 2024.
It's filming a wreath laying ceremony. Fuck. It's about control, not about the family wishes. Sorry, not about the family wishes. No wonder my grandfather didn't want to be buried there. How
For staff
Yeah, that would mean the family members are okay with what's happening, dummy.
Sergeant Darren Taylor Hoover with his family there. Well, there are two other gravestones that are visible, and they're both Green Berets. And I asked the Trump campaign if they requested permission to use these other grave sites. I haven't heard back. But
You don't
that's
have to
why
request
Arlington has these
permission.
rules. These officials know what's at stake.
The cemetery gave them permission to be there. The families gave them permission to film. It's crazy. It's oh my god. That's insane. To suggest that the families don't want this to happen. And that this is just Trump is there taking pictures like a stupid TikTok teenager. Like, fuck off.
Again, another lie by NPR. According to the ANC website, we ask media and cemetery visitors to respect the solemnity of Arlington National Cemetery by refraining from taking pictures of or filming someone who is visibly mourning. Picture of a gravestone at Arlington ever they want.
No, you don't need, like, that would be like saying if you're a tourist and you're taking pictures, you need to, like, write to whatever museum or cemetery that you were visiting and be like, may I please post this to Instagram and Facebook? Like, that is what they want you to think.
And the rules don't change just because it's connected to the Bad Orange Man. Any original photographs taken at Arlington National Cemetery do not require a release from Arlington or the Department of the Army. Photographers may keep and use photographs they have taken as they wish. NPR is doing everything in their power to convince the public at large that Donald Trump somehow desecrated an entire gravesite simply by being there. And they're able to do it thanks in part to your federal tax dollars, which leaves only one option.
Well, no matter what he
It's
does, he'll be
time
under
to
the
vote a
microscope.
Republican
You are
supermajority at the
absolutely
Congress
right,
and
Valerie.
defund NPR once and for all. Next, here's Kristen Welker of NBC's Meet the Press getting in on the spreading of
Yep.
by those
You're not wrong, Valerie.
that,
Like, he's
he
too.
also had
he
campaign
is.
staffers with him.
I'm gonna pause
Photos,
this for a
videos
second.
were posted on a campaign site.
Nope.
He is way too busy to be bothered with this bullshit. He doesn't care about it. It's ridiculous. He doesn't actually give a fuck what NPR is saying because he knows the truth about it. And making it up for no reason other than Orange Man bad. And I don't even like Trump. I think he says really stupid shit. Like if you're Christian, go out and vote because next time you won't have to vote at all. That's really stupid. Don't say that. Or if Trudeau gets reelected and he steps foot in this country, I'm gonna arrest him and lock him up and throw away the key. You can't do that, sir. You can't say that. You can't, like, that's dumb. Right? But what they're doing, just because Trump is Trump and just because he exists, is absolutely stupid. It doesn't make sense, and it's going to have him win the election.
Photos, videos were posted on a campaign site.
Nope. Trump and not campaign sites.
Nope.
And objectively,
Far from it.
it's not a campaign video. Unlike, say, this Joe Biden campaign video from 4 years ago.
So this is an actual video that we're about to listen to.
This year, Memorial Day feels a little different. It can never lessen the magnitude of your loss. This I can promise you. We will never forget. May God bless you all.
Oh.
May God protect our troops.
Oh. Oh. That is so blatantly a campaign video, it's not even funny. My God.
But it's fine.
Oh, it's totally fine
different
when the Democrats do it.
Let me ask you about what we're hearing from another family. The family of Master Sergeant Andrew Marchesano. He was a Green Beret. His family was concerned that his grave was actually shown in a photo that was posted on social media.
Was his family concerned? Like, do we actually have statements from them saying that they were concerned?
Let's pause this for a moment. Notice that there's no attribution of where this photo came from. This was done on purpose because Kristen Welker wants you to believe that Trump's photographer took it and that Trump's team posted it, when in reality, it was posted by the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, on his X account.
So it wasn't even posted by, oh my god, it wasn't even posted by Trump. It wasn't even posted by Trump or on Trump's account.
And if you look closely, they're posing for a photo for a completely different camera person. And here you can't even see two of the Gold Star family members. This was not
That's
taken by an
crazy.
official camera person. It appears that it was taken on a phone, probably by one of Governor Cox's staffers.
Wow. So it's not even an actual, like, photographer picture. It's a phone shot taken for somebody else, posted on somebody else's X account. And they're like, no, Trump did it.
Is it ever appropriate to make campaign content at military grave sites?
He didn't take campaign photos there. These families,
Right.
Gold Star families, whose children died because of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's incompetence, invited him to the cemetery, and they asked him to take those photos. This is their one chance to have a memory of their children, to commemorate their service and to honor their sacrifice. They wanted President Trump there. They wanted to take those photos.
And Tom Cotton is correct. The families wanted President Trump there. Why? Because Trump has been in their corner for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Unlike President Biden and cackling Kamala.
Yeah, he's been there. He's been fighting for troops. He's been saying, this is ridiculous. You shouldn't be doing it this way. You can't pull the troops out willy-nilly like this. And Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have just been like, oh, it's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. We are doing better than Trump ever did. Ha ha ha. Like, really? Is, like, I can't believe people actually think that. Let's see what's chat here saying. If you're in public, you are not private. Yep. She can't even form she can't even form any sentences. She's crazy. She scares me. Kamala really scares the crap out of me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, her cackling, that shit scares the shit out of me. All right, let's see. We're gonna do one more video. We're gonna do one more video, and then I'm gonna go put my kidlets to bed, and then come back for what's it called? Combat. Raygun's first interview. You just don't understand breakdancing. That's gonna be good. Oh my god. Okay. Let's take a listen.
For the Paris 2024 Olympics. Did you know anyone who was involved in making the selection or any of the judges? Did you genuinely...
Raygun has given her first interview since The Thing. You know...
Oh god. I hope those are actual questions that she was asked. I really do. I hope these were genuine
The thing was
questions.
pretty big. Well, after the thing, she's been completely media silent, with forced to watch them yet again. So this interview kinda went how I thought it would. She presents herself as a light-hearted, carefree girl, just having a crack, just trying her best.
yes.
But she throws in some cope, let me tell ya.
Well, of course, because she couldn't dance. Raygun just couldn't dance. She was like, I had it described to me, and it sounded terrible. Just absolutely terrible. And the fact that I don't even know how she managed to get into the Olympics when there are people who actually can break dance. Like, I don't understand.
There's some massive cope. Everything from, well, you just don't understand breakdancing, to we need more funding. If we just had more money, I wouldn't be such a shit dancer. And we're gonna go through some of the highlights right now.
How are you doing?
Yeah, it's been a pretty wild ride. I'm not gonna lie.
I bet you it has. I bet you it has been a pretty wild ride being told that you are an absolutely shitty dancer and that you should not be in the Olympics and that you should never have been in the Olympics. I bet you it's been a wild ride.
I definitely have my ups and downs, my good and bad days, but it has been honestly so amazing to see the positive response to my performance.
Seems to be taking it well. By the way, one of those positive connections was with Richard Branson. Yes, the billionaire, Richard Branson.
That Richard Branson? Why the fuck does he even care? What the hell? Richard Branson?
Apparently he and Boy George invited her to dance on his yacht, which is just, whoa.
What? What? Boy George and Richard Branson invited her to go dance on the yacht. Okay. Okay. Sure.
Whoa, that's a bit weird. I wonder
That
what
is a
hippy
bit
dippy
weird.
husband thinks of that.
How dark did it get for you?
Fortunately, I got some mental health support pretty quickly, and I also went off social media. I went off the internet. But
You went off the internet so you couldn't be told how absolutely horrible your dancing was. Okay, good.
it's pretty up and down, but it's also just hard to process it all, honestly. Like, it's just still pretty hard to process.
Well, I guess it would be. You became like the biggest meme of 2024. But enough
Yeah.
of the softball shit. Let's get to the juicy stuff.
What about the performance itself? Have you watched that back?
I haven't watched it back, no.
You haven't?
It's not unusual for me, though. I'm not great at watching back my battles. It's been a month, Rachel.
She was literally giving
It's still gonna
sexual
take me some
favors
time,
to
I
one of the
think.
judges.
I think I've seen
Oh,
little
God.
bits and pieces. But yeah, I'll watch it eventually.
She'll watch it eventually. Come on, this is an Olympic athlete, apparently.
Jesus
Imagine if there was like a
Christ,
boxer
you'll
that lost a
watch it
boxing match
eventually?
at the
Every
Olympics,
Olympic
and they were
athlete
just like, oh, I
watches
just
this
don't
shit
want to
all
watch
the
it back. It's
time.
too hard. It just sort of goes to show the lax attitude she went into this with. Oh, I'm just there to have a crack. I did my best. It's all about having fun at the end of the day. I mean, this is meant to be
No, not the Olympics. This isn't fucking House League. This isn't House League dance. This isn't like, fun little dance studio dance in a small town. This is the Olympics. You can't just, I'm just here to have fun. No, you're here to compete for your country. You're here to make a name for yourself. You're here to get on that stage and
world-class shit. You don't
Vogue. And a lot of the responses, though, is also just due to people not being very familiar with breaking and the diversity of approaches in breaking. And it was
Oh, yeah. No, people have no idea what breaking is supposed to look like at all. Or, the fact that there's many different styles of breakdancing. No, they have no idea. You're actually really amazing as a breakdancer. They just have no idea of how
Judging chair MG came out and explained that, you know, in the breaking community, what I did actually wasn't very shocking.
Okay, I've said this before. I don't think she got that much as they should. And did you hear how she said a lot of the responses were due to people not being very familiar with breakdancing?
A lot of the responses, though, is also just due to people not being very familiar with breaking.
Yeah.
Which is totally not true. Like, you can't just say people aren't familiar with breaking. That's ridiculous. The people have been familiar with breakdance. This isn't like the 90s.
Okay, lady, you just don't know breakdancing, bruh. If you knew breakdancing better, you'd think I was fucking awesome. Also, the Olympic judges don't know breakdancing, and neither do my competitors. They were doing it wrong. I was the only one there doing
Totally
it right.
doing
You
it wrong.
fuckers don't understand.
That's why, yeah, the other people were doing it wrong too. That's why I was the only one that got a 0 in my score. That's what nobody knows breakdancing.
Give me a break, Ray Gun. You made yourself look like a dork and people laughed at you. That's not people misunderstanding breakdancing. That's you being a dork.
The conspiracy theories were just awful. That was really upsetting because it wasn't just people that, you know, didn't understand breaking and were just angry.
No, they weren't angry at you. They were laughing at you. There's a difference. There's a very big difference between anger and laughter and mocking laughter.
About my performance, it was people that are now attacking our reputation and our integrity. And look, you know, none of them were grounded in any kind of facts. And obviously, you know, they're still circulating. People still don't believe the truth, but we do live in a different world now. So I think that's just going to be part of, you know, our reality.
What are you even saying? We do live in a different world now. Uh-huh. Yeah, and? What does that mean?
So people were suspicious that her hippie husband was like one of the judges that got her through to the Olympics. Now, apparently that's not true, but there was a petition calling for transparency, and I think that's fair enough. Like, who did you know on the judging panel? Now, she says she didn't know anyone, but I think it's fair to ask. Now, it's not just the general public, the Olympic judges, her competition, and anyone else who laughed at her that doesn't understand breakdancing. Apparently, it's some from within the Australian breakdancing community too.
Oh, of course. Of course it is, because, you know, she's just the ultimate breakdancer. And these people just don't understand what she's going through, man.
What they don't understand is they just need more money. If Ray Gun had just a bit more money, none of this would have happened.
A lot of the breaking community seems to have fallen in behind you. You won it fair and square, you're one of theirs. There was, however, some criticism from that community. I think it's fair to give you the chance to respond to it. So these, for example, are quotes from a breaker and a bit of a hip-hop legend in Australia called Spice, who says, hip-hop, we have this thing. You step up or you step off. You need to know your place. Is there any merit in those criticisms?
Yeah, look, it is really...
Ouch. When somebody like a legend tells you that, that means you step off. That means
sad
you just step off.
to hear those criticisms. And I am very sorry for, you know, the backlash that the community has experienced, but I can't control how people react. Unfortunately, we just need some more resources in Australia for us to have a chance to beat world champions. You know, historically,
More money.
unfortunately, we haven't had the best track record of winning world championships.
More money. That's gonna make everything better. It's gonna make you a better dancer. Yes, more money.
So, you know, I don't think that's just on me. Learning power moves in your mid-30s is not easy. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I believe that. By the way, I had
too.
to put in footage of that chick taking the piss out of Ray Gun because the project used B-roll from the Olympics, and the Olympic people have got their finger on the fucking button. They'll copyright strike you in a flash. So if there was no grand conspiracy to get her there, how exactly did Ray Gun get to the Olympics?
How did you qualify for the Paris 2024 Olympics?
I won the Oceania Championships.
As simple as that.
Yeah, it was a direct qualifier. Yeah.
And
How the hell did you win the Oceania Championships and you danced so badly at the Olympics? I don't understand how that even works. Had that dance described to me, and
It's because even though I'd won all these competitions in Australia.
How she was gonna get smashed. Absolutely smashed.
Well, I think my record speaks to that. You know, I was the top ranked Australian beak done because I knew that I was going to get beaten, and I knew that people were not going to understand my style and what I was going to do. I wanted to bring out some Australian moves and themes. You know, I love our Olympic mascot, BK, the boxing kangaroo, and I wanted to show that. And that's the wonderful thing about breaking. You can take inspiration from any source. I had to go with what I was good at. I had to go with my strengths.
Okay, fair enough. Now, this is the project. So to take us out, can we just get some shit about race? Like maybe about how she's some entitled white bitch or something?
Well, you're an academic and you write in this area. And in one of your papers, actually, you wrote about how breaking is something that emerges from marginalised communities, especially racially marginalised ones, and that the danger is when you turn it into a sport, you can actually end up excluding those very communities. Now, there have been some people who've noted that, you know, this turned into an Olympic sport. Australia puts up a B-girl.
Oh, shit. She's had her own words thrown at her.
Do you think there is an irony there that's fair to comment upon?
Failure, actually. I don't know what it is about us white women and being attracted to breaking. So, you know, I think even if it went to the second or third.
Celebrity get me out of here or some shit. She's going to do something. She's going to be on a talk show. She's going to get a radio show, some shit like that. And look, power to her, I guess. I don't hate her. She seems pretty innocent. I mean, I think doing a PhD with a focus on breakdancing is absurd. But
I agree. I can't believe she actually did a freaking doctorate on breakdancing. Like, that's a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, I just can't believe she actually got a PhD with breakdancing as her thesis. That's too funny. That is too funny. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, my good friends, it is time for me to go be a mom and put my kidlets to bed. So I will see you guys in a little bit for some combat, like I said.